Hi everybody and welcome back to Discovering Ticino's and day 50 of our Scotland trip countdown. We have now arrived at the most adventurous portion of our trip, campervanning. So we're going to be driving a good portion of the NC 500 and then adding on a little bit of the Isle of Skye to our driving plan. This is obviously a very big part of our trip. It's 7 days out of our whole 10-day trip, and I am so very excited about it. So today I wanted to talk to you about what will be our home away from home, our campervan, Mac. Now, first off, I chose the campervan route for a few reasons. First is that I really wanted to get out of the city and see the landscape and countryside of Scotland. It is honestly one of the main reasons I have always wanted to go to Scotland and just see the beauty that is Scotland. Now, for the second reason, there are a few ways to do that. You can get a bus tour or join some groups that go out and see all these beautiful places that we're going to see, but you obviously are on their schedule. So for the second reason that we wanted to do our own van was so that we can do it at our own pace. We could prioritize what we wanted to see, go at our pace, and in order to do that, you would at least need a car. Now, the third reason we went with a van over a car is that it gave us an opportunity to stay at a lot more places around the NC 500. Now, obviously, there are hotels and things like that, but those accommodations can go kind of quickly, get filled up quickly, and they're just more limited. Whereas if you look at some of the campervan sites, there are so many to choose from. And again, it really helped us be flexible. It really helped us be able to build the schedule how we wanted to, and then end up in a place that would be great for us instead of being dictated by where the nearest hotel was. Now, that being said, I know there are some things that I will need to get used to, namely driving on the other side of the road. Yikes. Thankfully, I have chosen a smaller van and it is an automatic. So hopefully having those things off of my mind, I will be able to focus on staying on the correct side of the road and not have to worry about that. It is also a true camper van, not a full RV, meaning there is no shower or bathroom on board. And that was on purpose because I have never dealt with any of those things before, and I certainly did not want this to be my first time having to figure all that out. And all the camping sites that we are going to are fully equipped with electric hookup. They have showers and bathrooms, even laundry facilities, kitchens and places to wash up. So you can do everything we could possibly need, we can do at our campsites each night. Now, specifically, our van Mac is a Volkswagen T6.1 Highline camper van, and we are going to be renting We're going to be renting it through Big Sky Campers, which is just outside of Edinburgh. It has a gas cooktop, a sink, a microwave, and a mini fridge. They also provide all of the cooking equipment and all the flatware necessary for us to eat in the van. I do hope to eat out and eat local as often as I can, but sometimes we're just going to have to eat in the van. As far as the sleeping arrangements go, there is the back bench that pulls out into a full-size bed, and then it is also a pop top, and it has a portion that lowers down and is also a platform with a bed. The company also provides pillows and sheets for overnight, and it also provides covers for the windows and the windshield for privacy and for blocking out the light. They also provide 2 camping chairs and a fold-out table to use under the awning that is attached to the side of the van. So I feel very well fitted out with everything that they provide for the van, but there are some things we are bringing ourselves for comfort and for fun. First and foremost, we are bringing something to make our sleeping arrangement as comfortable as possible, because everyone knows if you're not sleeping well, it's not going to be a fun day. Now, while it advertises that the bench in the back sleeps 2 and the bed up top also sleeps 2, I've seen enough videos of people sitting side by side on those benches, and it would be, let's just say, cozy. So it would be great for a couple, but for a mother and teenage daughter, it might be a little too close. So we're each going to be taking one of the sleeping places for ourselves. And to make it comfortable, we are going to be using an inflatable camping pad and a down camping blanket. Now, the camping pad, when it is all rolled up, is only this big, so not bad for our carry-ons. When it is inflated, it's this big. We have these great down camping blankets, but also when they are in a compressed air bag, are only this big. Now, there is an auxiliary battery in the van and a heat source, and we will be hooked up to the campsite through our extension cords. But even though it is spring, I know it can still get pretty chilly overnight, and I just want to make sure we are not going to freeze. Now, a fun thing that we'll be bringing is the string of camping lights. They are waterproof, and they actually double as a flashlight and a power bank, so I'm really excited to have this. Like I mentioned, there is an awning that is attached to the side of the van, so I imagine that most nights, since we have to be into our campsites by about 6 o'clock most nights, I imagine that we will get in, we will roll out our canopy, set up our table and chairs, string up our camping lights, and enjoy our dinner, and enjoy the wonderful campsites that we'll be at. One thing I am still trying to figure out what to do with is our clothes. I hate living out of a suitcase whenever I am traveling, so I would really like to be able to unpack and be able to access all of our clothes from inside the van. I watch lots of videos trying to figure out where people store their clothes when they are camping, but because this is a customizable van, there are so many different variations of how people have changed it, and so I'm just not sure what this specific van is like. There are some obvious storage places, but I know that some of them will be used for our groceries, and some of them are already occupied with the things that the rental company is giving us, like I said, the pots and pans, the flatware, and the things to cover the windshields and the table and chairs. So this is where I could use some input if you have had any experience with camping in a van. What I am leaning towards is something like this, which is basically a hanging organizer where we can kind of roll up our stuff, put it in here, and we can hang it up with the hooks and take it down when we are driving so it's not in the way. The other thing I was thinking about using was maybe one of those accordion collapsible trunk organizers, and we can just kind of stack our clothes in there, again, just because it's very easily movable and doesn't take up a lot of space in the suitcase. But if anyone has any other ideas, I would love to hear them because that's kind of where I'm stuck at with those. As far as the actual driving portion, I have been familiarizing myself with Scottish road signs and what speed limit signs look like, and watching videos on basically etiquette for when there's a single track road, who passes who, things like that. Thankfully, the speed is in miles per hour, so at least that will feel familiar, even if driving on the other side of the road will not. I have also downloaded the directions offline in case service is bad when we're way up north, but I am also a true millennial and I will actually probably be printing the directions so that Alexa, my co-pilot, can help us in case we get in a bind. So that's pretty much everything I have for the van. Like I said, I am so very looking forward to this portion of our trip. I love a good road trip and I can't wait to do it in another country. I think it's going to be such a beautiful and memorable and unique experience for Alexa and I to have, and I just cannot wait. But coming up in our next video for day 40, I'm going to be talking more about all of our stops on the road, so be sure you tune in and check those out. Thank you so much for discovering with me, and I'll see you soon.